Hello and welcome to today's coaching call. If you can see me, if you can hear me, please let me know in the comment section. Hello and welcome, everyone. We'll give it a bit of time for everyone to join. I think I see Deborah. Deborah is live, I think. If you can see me, if you can hear me, if you're on, let me know in the comment section. But we are live. Just say a quick hello so we know that you're here with us. Okay, hello and welcome everyone. If you can hear me, please just drop a comment in the comment section so that I know that I'm not alone. You're very, very welcome. I see that some of us are already online. If you're online, please let me know. And let everyone else know that we are live. I will share the link. Okay, thank you, Omaduni. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so let's just give some time for the rest of the cohort to join, and then we'll get started. And it's good to have you. Welcome. Hello, hello everyone, and welcome. If you're just joining, my name is Louisa. I want to know, where are you joining from? Just put your name and where you're joining from so that we can get to know ourselves. I know that we talk on WhatsApp, but it's always good to put a face or to the name. So please let me know where you're joining from. Let me know how the experience has been for you. Just say something so I know that I'm not alone on this line. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone again. Thank you for joining. Please let me know, Omoduni. I want to hear from you since you're our first joiner. Well, I think there's some people that are having like some challenges with joining. Let me know, how has the session been for you? Just describe it. Describe your 1 week. Oh, thank you. Thank you, coach. Describe your first week in the intern match cohort. How has it been for you? I want to know what the experience has been, how you, from the videos to the learning materials you've had a chance to interact with. Let's know in the comment section. Okay, great. Thank you. You said the session has been quite enlightening so far. I've really learned a lot. Oh, that is amazing. I'm super glad to hear that. That is the essence of this whole program, is to make sure that you don't leave the same way that you came, literally. So you're supposed to, become a better virtual assistant, not because you're not already good on in a sense, but that finishing touch it gives you, and that's why these sessions have been specially curated. I can assure you that you won't see this kind of material or content or intentionality anywhere else. And so I'm glad for you. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm super excited about the things that are ahead. Thank you for that feedback. So we'll still give some time to the others to join. We'll still give some time to others to join. Oh, okay. I can see Mona Marie is here. The assignment was really intentional. Amazing. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you were able to, gain some insights from the assignment. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I think we still have some other people that are yet to join. Hi, Mona Marie. Good to meet you. Good to see you again online. Okay, so we'll just give the others a bit of time to join, because I really want everybody to be here so that we can. Goodness. Okay, my apologies for the break in transmission. Can we hear me now? Sorry, I lost power for a bit. Hello? Okay, awesome. Thank you for that feedback. All right. So, I'm glad that you guys are giving me feedback like this. This is great. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I want you to take it a step further. If you're really gaining value from this session, do us a favor and just speak about it, talk about it. I believe I don't want to believe that there's anyone that is on this line that doesn't have a LinkedIn profile. If you have a LinkedIn profile, let me know. If you don't, then it's very important that you have one, as a virtual assistant that's positioning themselves for the international market. And so wherever you can, just put put down something. We have a you can tag us in your comments, and just let us know how much you are, whatever it is you want to say about this program. Would really appreciate that feedback on LinkedIn. If you're going to do it, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to do it, because you know me, I'm going to come for you. If you're going to do it, Mona Marie, Omoduni. Okay, so I think we've given 9:15 is a good time for us to start, because we've given the others prompts and reminders to join. So I will just reiterate, our new videos will be coming out on Monday, and we will have our assignments. By now I'm sure it should be plug and play, so we should not have as many challenges as we had in the first week, teething problems, but thankfully everything is working well now. So without further ado, I will give the stage to our coach, Coach Banker. I'm sure a lot of you already know her. She's the connoisseur of, everything virtual assistance, from, with uh, over 10 years experience, if I'm not mistaken. And, I know that you're going to learn a lot. Hello, Olumachi. You're welcome. We've missed you. Good evening and welcome. So, Coach, over to you, ma. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Louisa. Hi everyone, good evening. Um, as I was getting ready to join you and put on my video, my light just went off. So it's going to take me a while to get my light back on. But it's so good to hear from everybody. How you all doing? Happy Saturday. So let's quickly get started. Now wow, nobody's even saying good evening to me. Okay, I'll say good evening to myself. Yeah, let's quickly get started. So today, one of the things that we're going to do is, just get like general feedback on the assignment that we did. And thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So the goal is to get like a feedback on our assignment, um, and to also like answer any questions that you may have and all of that. So one of the things I want you to know with the assignment that I gave you was that there is no particularly wrong way to do it. Is there a golden rule? Absolutely. But it's more or less how you put your cognitive skills to use. And while it was mostly a cognitive skill or focused assessment, there was also a little bit of technical skills in there, which was also measured, um, and it was very, very subtle. And I'm just going to highlight to you one or two things. Like I said, in the group, you ladies did very well. I want to sell out. I want to sell out. People want to sell out. Everybody wants to have loads and loads of people inside of their program. I want that too. But sometimes I feel like you can get lost in the crowd in programs like that. And being able to read through individual assignments is really what I wanted. And I'm so proud of you ladies. It shows that you actually read, you actually listened to the videos. I know when I broke them down, my goal initially was to do 10 minutes each. In fact, there's a technical skill part, a technical skill video. I shot that particular video more than 5 times. I shot that particular video more than 5 times. The first 2 times I thought I clicked record, I didn't record, and I thought for almost like 20 minutes each time. The other one time now, I now use Loom. It till now it still wrote uploading. It's been writing uploading for the past more than a week now that it's there. So I guess that's why you ladies didn't see that. And so I'm going to quickly touch on it. My goal initially was to do like 10 seconds of each of the lessons. That's why I broke it down that way. So that like 10 seconds, 10 seconds. So that it will not take too long, except that I started to realize that we even had a video that was almost like 20 seconds long, and 20 minutes long rather. So sorry, I apologize in advance if it was too long, but I'm just trying to ensure that you are able to get everything that we want for you. So I will start with the feedback and then I'll end with the technical part, the technical skills, and how your technical skills are part of digital literacy and how it affects your work as a virtual assistant, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so start to get your questions ready for me. So the feedback that I have for you, everybody did well. I received everybody's homework, or is that what I'm going to call it? I received every single person's assignments. Uh, 1 minute, I'm trying to get. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I received everybody's assignment except for Chiamaka Purity. Are you on the call, Purity? If you're on the call, please let me know. So why I really loved the way that you interpreted how these files should look. There are a few things that I wanted to draw. Like I said, there is no wrong way. It's all about your interpretation, but there are a few golden rules that I was hoping to see, but I didn't. Let me see your screen. Let me see. Can you see my Mary? Appreciate that. Okay, you can see my screen. Thank you, Deborah. So, for instance, this particular submission is by I think this is I tend to want to call her name the way that I'll call you. I'm back now. Can you see? Can you hear? And you should be able to see in a few minutes. Okay, you should be able to see in a few minutes. Great. Now this particular submission belongs to Favor. Favor, are you on the call? If you're not on the call, we're not even going to bother to tackle this. So if you're on the call, let me know. Okay. I think we should find somebody who's on the call. Um, okay. So this was Favor's entry. And one of the things I liked about it was how she numbered it. so that there is no mistaking which one comes first, which one is next, and which one is. And this especially is very good because I was thinking of how to give you feedback. Um, I was thinking of how to give you feedback, and then I was like, okay, let me. So I wanted to rearrange somebody's files because I felt, yes, who was that? I think I'll get to it. One of them had offboarding before onboarding, which shouldn't be. So I wanted to rearrange the file. So with this, it removes the necessity to, you're not wondering which one comes first. So it is clear to see that we begin with now we now have to collate our research and insights based on the project plan and the meetings, and then what are we delivering? Very, very fantastic, use of her cognitive skills. The problem is sometimes we feel like when we are naming our files, it has to be pretty. It doesn't necessarily have to be pretty. It just needs to make sense to whoever is using it. Okay. So well done on that. I really, really love that particular one about your activity. The other thing I think, can you all still hear me? I'm only trying to change my, okay. So you had this initial strategy with new staff onboarding inside of client onboarding, and I wanted to just give you some feedback. So if I were you, inside of client onboarding, I would probably have one or two other folders. One would be about the new staff onboarding, for instance, because you think you'd be onboarding new staff, and then my strategy. You also haven't found a way to receive the work tools or information that you'd be working with. You get. So I would have had subfolders inside this particular folder, and then now have these Google Docs inside of those folders. That's the only thing that I would have done separately from what you did. Does that make sense to you? What else did I notice with this? Yeah. So this particular part of your folder is what is going to take me into thing I'm going to address, which is one of the golden rules that you must adhere to. That there's like the golden, like the holy grail of everything, and that is here. So in this meeting and communications, I'm a bit confused. When you say client feedback, how do you mean client feedback? Feedback on your job, feedback on existing tasks. What do you mean by client feedback? And I'm going to interject a little bit of the technical skills here, and it is with the format of this document. This is a PDF document. Why is it in a PDF document? If we're talking kickoff meeting notes, for instance, I, for one, think that you should have your meeting notes should have an opportunity for suggestions and comments. When you use a PDF document, you are preventing that from happening. A PDF is literally uneditable. You cannot make suggestions. You cannot add to it. You cannot edit it, which makes this particular file choice, this file choice a bit questionable for me. So when it comes to technical skills, for as a digitally literate virtual assistant, it somehow has to do with your ability to use tools and software in the appropriate manner. So because what Google Doc can give me PDF as a can download a PDF file for me does not necessarily mean I can use Google Doc to design a full blown maybe ebook, for instance, that is well designed, blah blah blah. Or even that this work, not this simple workbooks that we give you, like we are talking complicated workbooks with the picture, with all of that, with a calendar, with do you get? It will not give you what you're looking for. It will never give you what you're looking for. And that is an abuse of that software. So that technical stuff, I'm still going to have to redo that class and give it to you guys because it's extremely important. So you have to your technical skills includes your ability to choose the right format for your files. So my concern would be, why would this file be in a PDF document? Do you get that? So it is not effective as a PDF document because then we cannot do much with it. I hope that makes sense to you. Favor. Favor is supposed to be on the course. So oh, okay. This is okay, okay. I haven't touched your stuff actually. So I went back to Favor because I thought Favor was on the call. Favor, are you on the call? Anyways, I'm sure the rest of you have learned from something from her. And this is going to take me to the next important thing that I wanted to highlight. And I think this actually belongs to Mona Marie. Okay, Favor is on the call. All right then. So Mona Marie actually did one of the most important things ever when it comes to using your cognitive skills in creating files and folder structure. So when you have meeting files, you cannot you will not have just one meeting, you have multiple meetings. So when you're naming your meeting files need to have the dates in some format. So not necessarily in this particular format, but it needs to have the date in some format. Because remember that you are putting together a folder structure that somebody who doesn't know anything can come in and see. So I can come in and see at a glance that you guys have had 4 meetings. You had 4 meetings on so date. So if I'm looking for information based on the meeting that we had on so date, it is so easy for me. I don't have to open document after document in order to find it. So as you can see, what she had done here was to say meeting notes and she put the date of that meeting. This is something that I really, really wanted to highlight as something that you should adopt. Okay, as one of the best practices for for creating a file structure where you have used your so let's take a look at Mona Marie's full folder. As you can see, she has, yes, it was Mona Marie's folder that I was trying to reset. I was trying to rearrange. You have client offboarding first and client onboarding. Now, if somebody is checking out your file while the project is still going on, client offboarding is quite misleading. It should not be the first. It really just needs to be the last It just really needs to be the last thing, which means it's probably an empty folder. So you don't want to start with an empty folder. So you either make sure that you create your folder in the order with which they should be, or you name it the way that Favor named her folders. I also like your folders because you have the final approved. And this is important because if you have a principal or a client who likes to approve all of the things that go out, and you are collaborating inside of a team, it means that most of the things you guys are deciding to do are still are all considered worth they are all considered drafts until she has approved. Okay, so when you have final approval folder, it means that if as a virtual assistant right now, what you're going to look for on how to whatever it is you want to do finally should be inside of the final approved flyer. So maybe you have a graphic designer coming on final approved flyer. And this is where I would have expected more from you, Mona Marie. I would have expected to now have subfolders we have is you want to you should have subfolders. So this final approved is like saying all the things we're working on, no matter what it is. If you open this folder, you find the approved details. But the way that you have created it now, it would look very soon look like a dumping ground where people just add all sorts of documents. So you want to create subfolders inside of this main folder where you can now assign all the different things that have been approved to the places where they belong to. So let me know if that makes sense to you. Hi, Chiamaka. Good evening. Does that make sense to you? Um, so I think who's this person? The one thing I like about your project would be the inclusion of your contracts, and it just goes to show that you're acknowledging that when you have projects like that, you should have contracts with the person you're getting into the project, with, or you should also have a place where you store contracts if your clients are entering into, if they are getting, if you're are subcontracting a few things. Do you get? And they will need contracts for that. Um, I can't see your name. It's not viewed. If you know, I think this is Deborah. Um, if I'm not mistaken. Deborah had quite a few info inside of her documents that got me whooping for joy. I was like, oh yes, come on. Here's a contract, here are your insights, working notes, weekly working notes. Remember, add the dates, it won't hurt. I'm wondering, I was like, what do you mean by data analysis and why is it in your working document? I'm eager to know who I think this is Deborah, if I'm not mistaken. So let me hear what your thoughts. Why do you have data analysis folder inside? Why do you think you need it? I'm reading the comment section, waiting for your response. Inside of strategy and planning, she had risk mitigation. She had risk mitigation and what's this? What's this? What's this? Do you see? Um, Strategic objectives, resources, and capacity. I'm interested to know how did we get here? Concern that I would have had. Wow. When you name a file, you're sharing that file with your clients. I would not want to, I know I'm your client, but why are you naming it clients this? So if it was an internal folder that was just for you and your teammates, maybe you join them on a project basis and it's just you and your teammate and it's labeled client these, then that would have been lovely. But I think that the best way to name folders that you're handing over to your clients is not even in their names. It should be in the name of the business, or let's say it's a program, for instance, an online course, a program, the financially fluent program, that's the name of the file. The elegant woman's workshop, that's the name of the file. Do you get? Rather than name it in the name of the contact person. I think that's about it. If I have nothing else, so who haven't I given my feedback to? So I wasn't sure what kind of client would be dealing with. So I went with several places of things that will need to be done. Okay. So one of the things that I believe I said many times inside of the videos that I created was that sometimes you also don't over. Well, it's inside the technical videos. You don't want to also overwhelm your clients. So what you want is when you hand over, for instance, an onboarding, maybe new client, you send them a folder. You want them to say, "Oh my God, what a relief! Ah, thank you, thank you. This is just so good. It has just the right number of words and right number of information that I need." Yeah, that's what you want to do. You do not want them to cross over to the point where they are like, all this information, I don't even know where to start. These words just look all jumbled together. There are people like me. It's for people like me that they created the AI that used to summarize this email now. Because let me tell you the honest truth. If I see an email that has so many words and it barely has one paragraph, like a space between each paragraph, I probably wouldn't read it until I am less busy, because my brain at that time is not just, it's the wires are crossing. Do you get, like, I'm not about to sit down and read all of that. So there's information overload and sometimes we're just tired. So you can very, very quickly cross helpful to overwhelming. And inside of that video, I remember giving an example with a client. So when I started to offer course launch support services and building out tech solutions for my clients, one of the things that I started to do was to, I hired a copywriter to work with me, because most of them will be like, "Ah, I don't have the time to write the copy, yada yada." And I'm like, I don't know how to write copy. I'm not a copywriter. I can't write your copy for you. So I started to work with a copywriter so that when we take their job, the copywriter will do the work and we can quickly churn. Do you get? We can quickly complete the project according to our agreed timeline. But every time, at least 2 to 3 different times that the copywriter will provide them with copy, they'll be like, "I don't like it. I don't like it, it's not sounding like me, blah blah blah. So I stopped working with the guy and thought to myself, what can I do? So I bought templates. I bought templates for sales page, I bought templates for landing pages, I bought templates for sales emails. That sales email template has like 21 sales emails for sales funnels and all of that. And then I bought a regular template for that one has 108 emails for regular day-to-day whatever. So when I that was one thing that prevented us. It took us over a year to get her job done. Just because I sent her a template of 108 emails. Immediately she saw those emails like this, her brain wires, her circuit just shuts down. Why? Because she was just suddenly overwhelmed and overloaded. So you can quickly cross over from helpful to overwhelming, where you actually don't get anything done if you give them too much information at once. You can always continue to create new folders as the needs arise. Do you get? So when you come in, you started and you have a more you have more information, you have better view of what the client needs. Create another folder, edit an existing folder, or move around whatever folder it is just to accommodate that. That you can absolutely do. All right. Who else did I have I not given feedback to? Is her favor. We have Deborah. There should be one more person who did Mona Marie. So I've given everybody their feedback now. So who's the fifth person? We have Chiamaka Purity. Okay. Somebody. Okay, I've not given you, right? Okay, 1 minute, please. Um So I've not given your feedback, but there is something that's from your own folder kind of also is great like the others. I liked it. There was just one thing that I wanted to point out from the folder setup. And yes, it also, if you had watched the technical video to that probably helped. But it's also with the file, the file that is sent in the mode of so if you notice when we're going to share with you the information, the Google Sheet for your assignments, we shared with you two major things. Client type and structure. So um one of you had a folder that had checklists. Who's that person? One of you had a folder, and inside that folder you had checklist. Now remember, you created the checklist in a Google Doc form. In a Google Doc form. So who Okay. So inside of your project is where you have the client onboarding, the deliverables, the meeting notes, the research, and the strategy document. So I'm going to get these should be standalone. What's it called now? These should be standalone folders inside this folder. Do you understand? Make sure that you don't put your checklist should not be in an editable Google format, Google Doc rather. It should not be in an editable Google Doc because it's your checklist. It has to be preserved in the formats in which it is, or that in which you have created it. So here's it has to be in an edit. Sorry, this phone is really distracting. It has to be in a format in which it cannot be edited. So if you carry your checklist and you give it to somebody in a format that they can edit, it becomes useless for another person to use. So if you remember when we're going to share with you the Google Doc for your assignment, you received it in view, meaning that you couldn't edit it. So there is no, just imagine if we shared it with you guys in a method, in a manner, or in a mode which allows you to edit it. What would have happened would have been pure chaos, because Mona Marie would have finished her assignment and gone to sleep, and Favor will come tomorrow and edit it. Do you get? So that's a very, very big mistake. And you'll be surprised at how many people actually make those mistakes. So if you want to send it in a Google Doc format, it has to be in a view only, so that whoever is using it would have to make a copy to edit it. And that's their copy. So your own copy remains what? So when you're creating checklists, it's part of it's I want to call it a marketing, no, not a marketing asset. It's a service asset for you as a virtual assistant. Something that you use to take care of your clients per time, right? So you want to make sure you have designed the design once and for all. So if I were to advise you, I'll tell you create it inside of Canva, and then add it to the folder as a PDF. So it retains its originality, but it's still useful to you every single time. So I created the checklist that I use now. I created it in 2020, and I still use it now because it's relevant. Why? And because it's PDF. So nobody has been able to edit it, it remains the same. So you want to consider things like that when you're sharing your files, or when you're creating your folders and the hierarchy. Okay, I think that's about it for tonight. I think I've given everybody feedback. Honestly, okay, see, if you could redo that thing for me, I would love it. If you could like just take the class that we did today, take it into consideration and redo your Google folder, I would really, really love it. I would love to see it. You know, if you're able to send it to me, and I'll give you my feedback, because this is one of the main places where a lot of people struggle. And you're being hired to make it easy for your clients to be organized, right? It's for them to be organized. That's the goal at the end of the day. So you, as a person, you need to be organized, and one of the places where you guys have like a common room, so to speak, is your folders, your files. That's where you have a lot of you come in and interact, especially if you're working in a big team. You have to make sure that you're respecting other people's input and respecting their time. So I'll take any questions that everybody has right now so that we can call it a day. So I think if there are no questions, then I think I'm just going to hand you over to your coordinator. Just know that you guys did very well. Um, Scoring your activities this week was really, really hard, because I mean, I didn't have a lot of places to fault, and I'm super proud of you guys. So thank you. I think I'm going to leave it in the hands of your coordinator. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Thank you so much, Coach Banker. Please, can we give Coach Banker a big thank you, ma? I want to see it in the comment section because I know even just being on the call has been very beneficial. These are not the things that it takes a lot to have this one-on-one interactions, and I'm so glad for everyone on this call. Sorry, Deborah, I kept calling you Omoduni, but I guess that must be your other name. But thank you, Coach. It's been such a pleasure having everyone on the call. Thank you for your interaction. Thank you for the energy you brought. And I must say that, like, Coach, you guys are a different breed, and I really applaud you all. I really applaud you all, and I know that you guys are going to do great. Well done, and give yourself a big thumbs up as well. So please look out for your videos coming up on Monday and the assignments. I love the energy with which you attacked that first assignment. Like, what? Great job. Well done. And so we'll have another set of videos and our assignments for the next week. All right. So have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and look forward to seeing you on Monday and on Saturday again. All right. Thank you very much and bye bye.